So good morning, everyone. Today we shall see the next topic: balancing of reciprocating masses. So in the previous lecture, we have seen the balancing of rotating masses. Uh, so whatever the concepts of rotating masses, so how to make them balancing, and we have also seen the how to solve the problems numerically. So how we can make the system balanced. So that we have seen in the previous lecture. Okay. So today we shall see the next topic. So same regarding the balancing of reciprocating masses. So there are number of examples. So where masses are objects are going to reciprocate. So best example is reciprocation of piston inside the cylinder. So this is the best example where reciprocating of piston one part is going to take place inside the other part. So in piston is going to reciprocate inside the cylinder. So means whenever such kind of parts are there, such kind of moving parts, so where it involves the reciprocating. So then how to make them balance? उसको balance कैसे करने का? So whatever the theory related to that, so what are the unbalanced forces in that cases? How to eliminate that unbalanced forces? So that we shall see in the next topic, in this topic. Okay. Okay, so balancing of reciprocating masses. Okay, so balancing of reciprocating masses. So initially, so we need to understand that okay, so leave it. Okay, so balancing of reciprocating masses. What? How actually the unbalanced force is going to create? Okay, so unbalanced force is going to create in case of reciprocating parts is due to the unbalanced inertia forces. So the resultant of all the forces acting on body of the engine due to the inertia forces. So what because of the due to the inertia forces is known as unbalanced force or shaking force. Means whatever the inertia forces, so that is going to act in the cylinder. So in case of the engine parts, that is in case of the reciprocating parts, so they are resulting in the unbalanced forces or shaking forces. Thus, if the resultant of all the force due to inertia effect is zero, the resultant force due to inertia effect is zero, then we say that it is force is balanced. Means there will be no unbalanced force. There is no unbalanced force, but even then unbalanced couple or shaking couple maybe will be present. Couple is different and force is different. Even if the summation of all the force are equal to zero, Then also there may be some couple or moment is going to be present in the engine. Okay. So in this, so even there is no unbalanced force, means even if the summation of force is 0, net resultant force is 0, then also there may be chances of unbalanced couple or moment or shaking couple will be present. So then means it is not dynamically balanced. Matlab properly balanced, completely balanced means it is summation of force should be also equal to 0, and also summation of couple should also be equal to 0. If suppose if only summation of force is 0, if the couple is not 0, summation of couple is not 0, then we cannot say the system is completely balanced. Okay. So this is the reciprocating, this is the IC engine. So you can consider the this is IC engine. So this figure shows the different schematic of the engine with different forces acting in the engine on different parts. So here this is the connecting rod. This is the crank. So crank is going to rotate with the angular velocity omega. R is the crank radius. Okay, and L is the connecting length of the connecting rod. Okay, so here you can see, so here there are two forces are acting, that here number of forces are acting. First one is Fn, means it is a normal force. So this is the piston, so this is going to reciprocate inside the cylinder. So if Fr, it is a, that is force is going to apply it for accelerating the piston. So in opposite direction, so there will be inertia force is going to act. So Fi is the inertia force, and while rotating, this crank is while rotating, so this will act the some force on the bearings. So this is called the Fb, that is net force is going to act on the bearing. So suppose if suppose this crank makes an angle theta with the that is line of action, so then horizontal component is, let us say it is FBH. FBH means it is horizontal component of FB. FBV means it is vertical component of FB. Okay. So here you can see that so whatever the force, this Fi and Fr, so this is the equal and opposite, so this will get cancels. But in case of the horizontal action of forces, you can see here, so here, so this horizontal force FPH is not, it is an extra unbalanced force, it is acting in the cylinder, acting in the engine. And FBV is also vertical force, FBV and Fn is going to get cancels because these two are equal vertical forces, so this will be going to get cancels. So FBH is the unbalanced force, so it is called the total unbalanced force Fu, so which we need to be balanced. हमको क्या करना पड़ता है इस reciprocating engines में, so we need to balance this unbalanced force, that is FBH, that is horizontal force acting on the bearing. So here Fr means it is force required to accelerate the reciprocating parts. तो इसको अगर मूवमेंट करने गए तो उसको फोर्स तो अप्लाई करना पड़ता है, so to accelerate that particular parts, so that is Fr. Fi means it is inertia force. Fn means it is normal force. Fp means it is a force that is act on the bearing. L means it is length of connecting rod. R means it is crank radius. Okay, so FBH means horizontal component of FB. FBV means it is vertical component of FB. So now, so we can see that since देखो अभी जो मैंने whatever I explained in the figure, Fr and Fi are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So अभी मैंने जो फिगर में बताया, so reciprocating force and accelerating force and inertia force equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Therefore, they balance each other. So you can see in this figure. So Fr and Fi are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So वैसे क्या होता है? So because of this, so these two will be get balanced. But problem is that is the horizontal component of FB, that is FBH, acting along the line of reciprocating is also equal and opposite to the Fi. तो Fi का equal रहता है but opposite direction में रहता है. So this force FBH, that is called unbalanced force or shaking force, required to be properly balanced. But the force on the sides of the wall cylinder, that is normal force, and vertical force of B, FBB, these are equal and opposite in magnitude. So therefore these will be get balanced. इसको balance करने का जरूरत नहीं पड़ता है. Okay, so only thing we need to make balance is we need to make the balancing of the FBH. So FBH is equal in magnitude but opposite to the Fi. So this is the unbalanced force. So that means we need to make it balanced. We need to balance this force. Okay, so thus purpose of balancing the reciprocating mass is to eliminate this shaking and shaking force and shaking couple. So that means we need to make the we need to eliminate the unbalanced force, that is FBH. Okay. Okay, so in case of the IC engines, so there are some rotating parts also. Because the masses rotating with crankshaft are normally balanced, and they do not transmit any unbalanced or shaking force in the body of engines. So rotating parts को balance करने का जरूरत नहीं रहता है engines में, already they will be balanced. Okay, so only we need to make the balancing of the reciprocating parts. Okay, so next is so unbalanced force are classified into two categories: primary and secondary unbalanced forces in reciprocating masses. Primary and secondary unbalanced forces of reciprocating masses. Consider a reciprocating engine. So whatever I shown in the figure earlier, so that is a reciprocating engine. So M means it is mass of the reciprocating parts. L means it is length of the connecting rod, so which is already I have shown in the figure, all these things. R means it is radius of the crank. Theta means it is angle of inclination of the crank with the line of the stroke. Omega means it is angular velocity or angular speed of the crank. And N means it is L by R, means it is length of the connecting rod to the crank radius, that is L by R. So next is acceleration of reciprocating parts. So reciprocating parts को accelerate करने के लिए so हम FR use करता है, reciprocating force. So acceleration of reciprocating parts is given by, so I directly give the equation here, so which is already studied in the theories of machines. So omega square into R into cos theta plus cos 2 theta by N. So it is in the bracket. Next is inertia force due to the reciprocating parts, or force required to accelerate the reciprocating parts is given by. देखो Fi and Fr, inertia force and reciprocating parts force are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. So Fi and Fr is equal to force is given by mass into acceleration. Mass means m, acceleration means, so this equation, so multiplied by omega square r into cos theta plus cos 2 theta by n. So as we have discussed earlier, so FBH, so FBH and Fi are equal in and opposite in direction. So total unbalanced force is given by FBH. So FBH means we are denoted by it as a F into FU, F into U, FU. That is total unbalanced force. So FU is given by FBH. So FBH is equal and opposite to the Fi. So Fi का मतलब equation कौन सा है? This equation. So that's why total unbalanced force is given by m into omega square into r into cos theta plus cos 2 theta by n. So इसको अगर if I multiply in the bracket, so we get it as a m omega square r into cos theta plus m omega square r into cos 2 theta by n. So here there are two portions. So this is one portion and this is second portion. So first portion is called the primary unbalanced force FP and second portion is called the secondary unbalanced force, that is FS. So m omega square r cos theta is called the primary unbalanced force and m omega square into r into cos 2 theta by n is called the secondary unbalanced force. So here first part is called primary unbalanced force and second part is called the secondary unbalanced force. So we got the primary unbalanced force and secondary unbalanced force. So here we need to understand that primary unbalanced force is maximum when theta is 0 or 180 degree, because when theta is 0 means cos theta is 1. When cos theta is 180 degree means cos theta is 1. So in that condition, so FP is maximum. So primary unbalanced force is maximum force. Primary unbalanced force is maximum when theta is 0 or 180 degree. That means it is primary force is maximum twice in one revolution of the crank. Crank जब एक revolution होता है तो 2 times, so primary unbalanced force maximum होता है, maximum रहता है. So maximum primary unbalanced force is given by m omega square into r, because so for maximum cos theta is 1. Okay. So similarly for secondary unbalanced force cos 2 theta. So secondary unbalanced force is maximum when theta is 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree and 360 degree. That means so primary unbalanced force is maximum for 4 times. Okay. So I think it is okay. So maximum unbalanced force is given by the secondary unbalanced force is given by m omega square into r by n. So because cos 2 theta, we take it as a 1. Okay. So we note that from primary and secondary unbalanced forces, so secondary unbalanced force is very small as compared to the primary unbalanced force. So that's why so we make the only balancing of primary unbalanced force. We make the balancing of only primary unbalanced force. So that's why it is here in case of the reciprocating engines. So we can make the partial balancing, complete balancing possible nahi hai. So in practically, so it is not possible practically to completely balance the reciprocating parts. Okay, so that's why so we say it as a partial balancing of unbalanced primary force in reciprocating engine. First of all, क्या है? Primary unbalanced force is very large as compared to the secondary unbalanced force. That's why we only make the balancing of primary unbalanced force. Next thing is, in case of the reciprocating parts, it is practically not possible to completely balance the unbalanced primary force. अनबैलेंस्ड फोर्स जो भी है तो उसको कंप्लीटली हम बैलेंस नहीं कर सकते, तो इसलिए वी मेक द पार्शियल बैलेंसिंग. ओके, द प्राइमरी अनबैलेंस फोर्स, what is the primary unbalanced force? M omega square R into cos theta may be considered as a component of the centripetal force. देखो, this primary unbalanced force M omega square R into cos theta, so it can be considered as a primary unbalanced force, that is as a centripetal force produced by a rotating mass M placed at crank radius R as shown in the figure. मतलब इसको एज ए सेंट्रिपिटल फोर्स बोल के हम इसको कंसिडर कर सकते हैं. Similarly, the primary force acts from point O towards P along the line of Stokes. So this is called the line of Stokes. Hence, balancing of primary force is considered as equivalent to the balancing of mass M rotating at the crank radius R. This is balanced by having the mass B at radius B. अभी देखो, इसको हम इस अनबैलेंस फोर्स को कैसे बैलेंस करेंगे? हाउ इट इज बैलेंस्ड? बाय यूजिंग another mass which is in opposite direction. So another mass, let us say its mass is B omega square and its radius of rotation of this mass is small b into cos theta. So this is balancing mass, this is unbalanced mass. Okay, so that's why, so M omega square R into cos theta is equal to B omega square B into cos theta. Okay, so दोनों अगर इक्वल हो गए तो, so if both are equal means cos theta get cancels, so omega square will also get cancelled, so remaining is B into B is equal to M into R. So this equation must holds good for the partial balancing of the reciprocating part. Okay. Okay, so what we can say here is, so little consideration. So whatever we are going to consider, if PB is equal to MR, अगर इस equation अगर satisfy हो गया तो it shows that it is completely balanced if BB is equal to M into R. But centripetal force produced due to the revolving mass B has also a vertical component of magnitude B omega square B into sin theta. This force remains unbalanced. The maximum value of this force is equal to B omega square B into when theta is 90 degree and 270 degree, which is same as maximum value of the primary force M omega square into R. So from above discussions, we can say that the primary unbalanced force acts along line of Stokes, whereas second case, unbalanced force acts along perpendicular to the line of Stokes, because that is, you can see here, so this is a secondary vertical component it is. So इसलिए it is perpendicular. Thus obvious that balancing is to change the direction of the maximum unbalanced force from the line of Stokes to the perpendicular to the line of Stokes. तो इसलिए हम, why we are going to say that the system we can make it partial balancing, complete balancing नहीं हो सकते. It is not possible practically. Okay, so we can make the only partial balancing. Okay, so that is as a compromise, let fraction C of the reciprocating mass is balanced such that, अभी देखो complete balancing तो नहीं होता है, only fraction of reciprocating masses are get balanced. तो इसलिए हम क्या बोलते हैं उसको, फ्रैक्शन के लिए हम सी यूज करते हैं. फ्रैक्शन का मतलब 60%, 70%. If it is 70% means it is C value is 0.7. If it is 80% means C value is 0.8, like that. So only C portion of the reciprocating parts are get balanced is equal to B into P. So unbalanced force along the line of Stokes, is equal to M omega square R into cos theta minus B omega square B into cos theta. Okay, so M omega square R into cos theta minus देखो b into b into small b means it is c into m into r, c into m into r omega square cos theta. So if you take the omega square r cos theta common, m omega square r cos theta common, so in bracket it is 1 minus c. Okay, so इसमें क्या होता है बे, an unbalanced force along the perpendicular to the line of stroke is given by, so this is unbalanced force perpendicular to the line of stroke, that is cm omega square r into sin theta. Total resultant unbalanced force at any instant, so resultant is given by square root of r, this is horizontal, this is vertical. So resultant हम कैसे फाइंड करते हैं, कैलकुलेशन करते हैं square root of horizontal component square plus vertical component square. So what is which is horizontal component, so this is horizontal component, square root of, so horizontal component square plus vertical component square. So again if we simplify this, so we get it as a m omega square r square root of 1 minus c whole square bracket square into cos square theta plus c square into sin square theta. Okay, so this is resultant unbalanced force at any instant, it will be present in the reciprocating engines. Okay, so then we shall see on this. So you can see, so this is a problem, simple problem it is. So on the balancing of reciprocating parts, so what is the problem? A single cylinder reciprocating engine, a single cylinder reciprocating engine has a speed of 240 rpm. तो इसका स्पीड कितना है, so engine का speed is 240 rpm and capital N is equal to 240 rpm. Stroke length, stroke is 300 mm, so length of stroke length L is equal to, so here it is stroke is equal to 300 mm. Mass of reciprocating parts is 50 kg. Reciprocating parts का mass कितना है, 50 kg. M is equal to 50 kg. Mass of revolving parts at 150 mm radius. So this is crank radius. Small r is equal to 150 mm, and its revolving part mass जो है जितना है कितना है is equal to side is m. If 2/3 of the reciprocating parts and all other revolving parts are to be balanced, अभी देखो इधर important is if only 2/3 of the reciprocating parts are balanced, मतलब क्या है, C is only 2/3, only 2/3 portion of reciprocating parts are balanced here. Balance करने के तो find the balance mass required at radius of 400 rpm. देखो स्मॉल बी का रेडियस कितना है, बैलेंस जो करने के उस मास का रेडियस इज 0.4 मीटर और 400 mm. So we need to calculate the balancing mass required. First condition, first case. Second case is the residual unbalanced force when crank has rotated 60 degrees from top dead center, TDC. देखो रिजल्टेंट भी बोल सकते हैं इसको, रेजिडुअल भी बोल सकते हैं. रिजल्टेंट और रेजिडुअल अनबैलेंस्ड फोर्स व्हेन क्रैंक हैज रोटेटेड 60 डिग्री फ्रॉम द टॉप डेड सेंटर. अब देखो इंजन का स्पीड दिए, रेसिप्रोकेटिंग इंजन हैज स्पीड 240 rpm. एंगुलर वेलोसिटी वी कैन कैलकुलेट, इट इज 2 pi n by 60. ओमेगा मींस इट इज 2 pi n by 60, इट इज 25.14 radian per second. Stroke length is given, it is 300 mm. We can convert into meter, 0.3 meter. Mass of the reciprocating parts is given, it is 50 kg. Mass of the rotating parts is given, m1 is equal to 37 kg. Crank radius 150 mm, it is 0.15 meter. C is equal to 2 by 3 means only 2 by 3 portion of the reciprocating parts are balance. Okay, उतना ही balance करने के. Okay, so balancing mass का radius कितना है? 0.4 meter, that is 400 mm. So only we need to, here we need to calculate in first condition balancing mass required. हमको क्या find करने के? Balancing mass required. Okay, so we can go for simple equation, that is B into B is equal to M1 plus Cm into R. So we have seen this equation, that is okay. So this is B into B is equal to M1 C1 into R. So means it is just, it is what you can say, this what you can say, it is okay. B into B is equal to M1 plus Cm into R. So by using this equation, so M1 C1 Cm into R, M1 Cm into R. So we can go for this equation. B into B is equal to M1 C into M into R. So by using this equation, so we can easily solve this problem. That is to find the balancing mass. B into small b means it is radius of balancing mass. It is 0.4. It is given in this problem. M1 means rotating mass 37 kg plus 2 by 3 into 50. So if we make simplification, so we get it as a balancing mass is equal to 26.38 kg. Okay, so that means it is balancing mass required is 26.38 kg. So next we need to calculate is residual unbalanced force. That is, otherwise we can say resultant unbalanced force when crank is rotated at 60 degrees from the top dead center. Okay, so crank angle from top dead center is 60 degree. Okay, so we know that residual unbalanced force is given by, residual unbalanced force is given by, what is the equation? It is m omega square r into square root of 1 minus bracket 1 minus square into cos square theta plus c square into sin square theta. Where is this equation? So we can see here. So this is resultant unbalanced force or residual unbalanced force. So you can go for this equation. Use this equation. So we get the residual or resultant unbalanced force. So substitute all the values. M omega square into R, radius of crank. 1 minus C means it is 2 by 3 cos square 60 plus 2 by 3 square into sin square 60. So if you make simplification, so we get it as a 2849 Newton. So this is residual or resultant unbalanced force. Okay, so this is how, so we can make the partial balancing of reciprocating parts. So this is simple one. So if you remember simple 4 to 5 formulas, so we can easily solve all the problems. Okay, so I will going to stop here. So in the next lecture, so we shall start the unit number 4. So thank you all. See you in the next lecture.